I'm Katie, your safety trainer, and today we're going to talk about water damage safety. Any building that has plumbing, appliances, HVAC systems, or other sources of water has the potential for something to go wrong and cause water damage. When it does, it's not just a maintenance issue. It can create real safety risks for you and others if precautions aren't followed. Train, track, remind. Train, track, and remind.
Train, track, and remind.
Safety training doesn't have to be expensive or a pain. With GotSafety Lite, you get unlimited access to over 2,000 safety videos in English and Spanish for just $10 a month. That's it. No fine print, just solid, straightforward training. Need a little more? Step up to our full GotSafety app. It's a powerful learning management system that lets you train, track, and remind automatically. Not to mention, it's simple to use. Already dropped serious cash on your own LMS? We will make you start over. Just plug in our content and keep rolling. And if there's a video you need that we don't have, we'll make it for you for free. Yep, that's how sure we are you're gonna love GotSafety. 3 ways to train, 1 place to do it all. GotSafety. Train, track, and remind. In this lesson, we'll look at some of the common sources of water damage, the different categories of damage you might come across, the hazards that come with it, and the safe work practices that can help reduce the chances of accidents or injuries when water damage happens in your workplace. Let's get started. Water damage can come from a lot of different places. Plumbing issues are one of the most common, whether it's a small leak, a backup, or even a burst pipe. Roof leaks and cracks in the foundation can let water in as well. Appliances sometimes malfunction and cause water to spill where it shouldn't, and even windows or doors that aren't sealed properly can allow water to seep inside. One thing to keep in mind is that not all water damage is obvious right away. Depending on where it starts, problems like leaks, mold, or other damage may stay hidden until they've already gotten serious. That's why it's important to speak up immediately if you notice anything that could point to a water problem. And make sure to report it to your supervisor or maintenance personnel, following your company's policies and procedures. Water damage isn't all the same. Because water can come from so many different sources, it's divided into 3 categories. The first is Category 1, also called clean water. This type comes from sources that don't pose much of a threat to people. Examples include rainwater, melting snow or ice, broken appliance water lines, sink overflows, or water from a toilet tank or bowl, as long as it doesn't have contaminants or additives. Category 2 is known as gray water. This water has some level of chemical, biological, or physical contamination, and if people come into contact with it, it can cause discomfort or even sickness. Gray water might come from sprinkler systems, sump pumps, toilet bowls that contain urine or feces, or discharge from sinks and appliances that are used for washing. The last category, Category 3, is referred to as black water. This type is considered grossly unsanitary because it carries harmful pathogens and has a high chance of making people sick if they're exposed. Black water can come from rivers or streams, sewage, rainwater that has mixed with sewage, or toilet backflows that occur beyond the toilet trap. Understanding the difference between these categories is important because each one requires a different level of caution and response. When water damage happens, whether it's from a leak, a burst pipe, or even flooding, it can create some very real hazards. One of the most serious is the risk of electrical shock or electrocution. This can happen if you touch wet electrical equipment or step into water that has an active electrical current running through it. Along with that, damaged electrical equipment or wiring can short circuit and spark, which in some cases may start a fire if it comes into contact with wood or other nearby combustibles. Structural damage is another concern. Water can weaken roofs, walls, and even floors, which raises the risk of a collapse. On top of that, depending on the source of the water, you could also be exposed to viruses or bacteria that make their way into the supply. And of course, wet floors create slipping, tripping, and falling hazards, which can cause injuries even if the water itself isn't contaminated. These risks show why it's so important to take water damage seriously and approach it with caution. When helping with water damage cleanup, The right personal protective equipment is essential for keeping yourself safe. Depending on the situation, this might mean wearing a hard hat to protect against falling debris, along with safety glasses or goggles to shield your eyes. Gloves and protective clothing help keep your skin safe from contaminated water or sharp objects you might encounter. Breathing protection is also important. A dust mask or respirator may be needed, especially if you're in an area with mold, dust, or other airborne contaminants. For your feet, non-slip shoes are a must, and depending on the environment, you may need closed-toed or steel-toed shoes for extra protection. Waterproof boots can also be useful when standing water is present. Before you put on any PPE, always check it to make sure it isn't worn out or damaged. If something doesn't look right, report it to your supervisor and never rely on damaged PPE. It won't provide the protection you need. If you notice something that could point to water damage, like a leaking or burst pipe, a dripping appliance, or any other sign of trouble, the first step is to let your supervisor or designated maintenance personnel know right away, following your company's procedures. Before you step further into the area, look up and down for signs that the ceiling or floor could give way. Pay close attention to your footing because wet floors or hidden structural damage can catch you off guard. Entering a flooded area can also expose you to biological pathogens or chemicals mixed in with the water. If you make contact with gray or black water, it's important to clean yourself thoroughly and notify your supervisor. If you start to feel unwell afterward, report your symptoms right away so the situation can be handled properly. If it's safe to do so, turn off the electricity in the affected area, or even the entire building, to prevent electrical shock or fire. If shutting off the power isn't safe, leave the area immediately and contact the local electrical company according to your company's policies. Likewise, if it's possible and safe, shut off the water at its source to keep more water from flowing into the area. Where needed, barricade or secure the affected space so others don't wander in, but only if it can be done safely. Never enter a water-damaged area until both the electrical and water hazards have been cleared and you've been given permission to go in under company procedures. If you're helping with cleanup, make sure you're wearing the appropriate PPE required by your company. Stay cautious with your footing, since floors may be weakened or damaged. Use proper ergonomics when lifting heavy items, and whenever possible, team up with others or use mechanical lifting devices to avoid injury. Always wash your hands thoroughly before eating, drinking, smoking, applying cosmetics, before or after using the bathroom to prevent illness. When it comes to equipment, follow the manufacturer's instructions and your company's policies when using drying and dehumidifying machines. Do the same for any cleaning, disinfecting, or mold removal products. Using them correctly not only keeps you safe, but also helps ensure the area is restored properly. To wrap things up, buildings have plenty of pipes, appliances, and other systems that can leak or break, which means water damage is always a possibility. When flooding or leaking happens, it could put you and others at risk. The safest step you can take is to notify your supervisor right away, shut off the electricity and water to the area if it's safe to do so, and then stay clear of the affected space until you've been given permission to return under your company's policies. If you ever have questions or concerns about potential water damage where you work, bring them to your supervisor so they can be addressed before they become bigger problems. That's all for today's lesson. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check us out on social media. And as always, stay safe out there. Examples include rainwater, melting snow or ice, broken appliance water. The last category, category 3, is referred to as black water. This type is considered grossly unsanitary because